Please help me welcome Isabel and Michael Wright as they provide a very special introduction.
This officer's story started about 19 years ago. Over the years, she has taken place in many things, including dance, showing pigs, cats, especially Addie and SJ, and high school sports.
Through this, she discovered and developed many passions, one of which being the FFA. This eventually led her to aspiring to be an ag educator. We would now like to introduce our pig and cat-loving sister. We know her as ELO, your 2019-2020 Kansas FFA Secretary, Elizabeth Wright.
There are many things that make me happy. One of those things is being the winner of any board game. My family has always enjoyed a game night, and one evening, the game of the night so happened to be my favorite board game ever, the Settlers of Catan. Now, I had only ever lost the game twice, and my family had never beaten me, so the stakes were pretty high. We were 2 hours deep into the game, and there was only one way left for me to win, and that was for me to get the longest road. To get the longest road, I needed to have at least 5 connecting pieces until somebody else had more connected, giving them the longest road. My brother Michael had the longest road at the time and was on pace for securing it for good. Until my mom needed to lay down a road. It so happened to be she was the only person who could cut off Michael and give me the longest road for good. It took me egging on my mom, and after much convincing and a little game advice, she laid down the road where I could walk away from the game as victor. I was thrilled and extremely happy to win the game and carry on my winning streak. But the feeling of elation and happiness only lasted for a few minutes. There was something missing. Through high school, I would rely on sports, extracurriculars, and the number of friends I had for my happiness. The one thing I knew that would bring me happiness my senior year was being a varsity starter for my basketball team. Being a starter meant I had the ability and skill to help carry my team to the best season yet. But I knew my 3 years of high school basketball was not enough to become a starter. I was so dedicated to the goal, I spent countless hours in the weight room and practicing my ball handling. I did exercise routines of lunges, push-ups, and crunches every week leading up to the season. I mean, for this season, there was so much built-up excitement inside of me for the greatness the season would bring. Then, the highly anticipated last practice before the first game came. In pregame tradition, we began to run through our offensive plays. To run through the plays, the 5 starters would be on the court together. My coach called out the names of the 5, and I anxiously awaited for my name to be called. Brooklyn, Allie, Caitlin, Brianna, Abby. My name wasn't called. I was devastated, trying to hold back my tears through the entire practice. I thought all the time spent training and practicing was all gone. There was only one way I knew how to cope with the situation, and that was to call my brother Michael. After practice, I picked up the phone, crying probably to the point he couldn't even understand me, and he listened. I told him, I don't think I'm gonna be a starter. Am I not good enough? This is not what I wanted for my senior season. At this point, I was headed to youth group, where I knew some of my closest friends would be, and where I would be at a place of peace and comfort. There are 2 things I will never forget from that phone call. First, I realized family brings me peace. Second, Michael told me, don't let this hold you back from being happy at youth group. I realized in that moment, I need to clinch onto what is important to me. While at youth group, I did find the peace I needed. With my friends around me and my faith, I found genuine happiness. Not the fleeting happiness that comes from winning a board game eating your favorite meal, or being a starter for your basketball team. These types of surface level happiness are still good. I still enjoy these things, and I look forward to them. But I learned that genuine happiness is not fleeting. Genuine happiness is much more than competition and success, rather the family around you and the faith that gives you strength. My faith and my family, my non-negotiables, allow me to be genuinely happy. Genuine happiness happens internally with calmness and peace. This is what happens when we hold on to what is important to us, our non-negotiables. What is a non-negotiable? A non-negotiable is a value that is so important, we must have it. They could be honesty, friendships, or possibly loyalty. Non-negotiables are the things we need to hold tightly onto in both good and bad times. When we latch onto our non-negotiables, we will find authentic happiness that isn't fleeting or momentary, but constant. My non-negotiables of faith and family allow me to be genuinely happy. My faith and my family bring me peace, regardless of the situation. But non-negotiables don't just happen on their own. I allowed my non-negotiables to bring me happiness by not being afraid to pick up the phone and call my brother. I recognized I was going to youth group where I could find peace in the moment. My genuine happiness felt soft and free. I knew that with my non-negotiables, it was dependent on me, and they will always be with me, as long as I hold on to and allow the time for them. Our non-negotiables can also change over time. As a young kid, I valued the time I had spent alone and always having excitement. Today, I value the time spent with faith and family. Even though they may change, allow your non-negotiables to be the source of genuine happiness. We must work to keep them strong and at the center of our lives. Our non-negotiables may be good health, positivity, or academics. Whatever they are, allow them to bring genuine happiness. What are the non-negotiables you need to hold on to? If you are not sure, think of things that bring you a sense of peace in rough patches or confidence when you're lacking it. How will you allow your non-negotiables to bring you genuine happiness? Identify something that will remind you to prioritize your non-negotiables each day. Take a picture of this screen. At the conclusion of this session, sit down with those with you and answer these questions. Share what you need to hold on to as your non-negotiables. Listen to what others have as their non-negotiables and how they will achieve genuine happiness. Use what you hear and apply it to your life. Remember what is discussed. Hold your non-negotiables close to you and strive for genuine happiness. Always remember that our non-negotiables are the source of genuine happiness. Whatever our non-negotiables may be, allow them to bring peace and calmness within. We just simply need to grasp onto what we value, clench onto your non-negotiables, and find your genuine happiness.